Today we will be writing equations of linear functions using slope-intercept form. Okay, so let's take a look. This is an example of slope-intercept form where we have y equals a coefficient x minus or plus a number. Okay, so the formula that we use for slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, okay, where m is going to be the slope, okay, and b is your y-intercept. So in order to write equations in this form, you need to know your slope and your y-intercept. X and y will stay variables when you are writing these equations, okay? So y equals your slope in this particular equation is 3/8. Okay, so slope is 3/8. And your y-intercept in this equation is -9. Okay, -9. Because my formula here is plus b, if it says minus a number, that means your y-intercept is negative. Okay, and in the second one here, you can see, again, x and y stay the same, and you'll see that in all of these equations. That's because they stand for a point on the graph when it is graphed, and we'll get more into that another time, but just so you're aware, those variables will stay x and y when you write these equations. The slope in this one here is -4 is your slope, okay? And 7 is your y-intercept. In 3 and 4, I'm going to give you a second to look at those and decide what your slope and y-intercept would be, okay? Again, m is the coefficient in front of x, so that is always your slope. So 6 is the slope in this first one, and -1/5 is your slope in the second one. Okay, b is always your constant, and it is always your y-intercept. So we're talking -4 is my y-intercept in the first one, and 1 is my y-intercept in the second one. Okay, even if this was written in a different order, y equals 1 minus 1/5 x, okay, the coefficient is still slope, okay? The constant is still your y-intercept, okay? Just heads up on that in case you see something like that, okay? So if we are given the slope and the y-intercept, we can write the equation from that information. Again, we're using the same equation, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. So y and x are going to stay the same. Y equals slope is -4x, y-intercept is +4, so plus 4. Okay, again, variables x and y stay x and y. Okay, if we have this one here, y equals slope is -5/8, so -5/8 x, because again, your slope is your coefficient, and then y-intercept is +6. Okay, I'll let you try some of those others on your own. Okay, now if we are writing an equation from a graph, okay, they don't give us the slope or the y-intercept, but we can find both of those. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot some points at some easy places to see, and I can use those to help me find slope because I can make those triangles, similar triangles, in order to help me find my slope, my rise and my run. So my rise here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my run is 1, 2. So rise over run would be 6/2, which does simplify to 3/1 or 3. Now, recognize too that this is a negative slope. So my slope is -3. And my y-intercept is this point here where x is 0 and my line crosses the y-axis. So this is positive 2. So my y-intercept is positive 2. And now I can write the equation. Again, y equals, my coefficient is my slope, include my x, and it's a positive 2 slope. Y-intercept, positive 2 y-intercept. Okay, let's do the same thing on the next one. So I'm going to create a triangle here. All right, this is a positive slope, so we have 1 as my rise and 1, 2, 3, 4 as my run. So my slope for this one is positive 1/4. My y-intercept is this point right here where the line crosses my y-axis, and that is at negative 2. So my y-intercept is negative 2. And then I can write my equation. Y equals positive 1/4 x minus 2. Okay? And I'll let you try that last one on your own. Okay? And that is writing your equation from a graph. Now we're going to take a look at writing an equation from a table. Same thing, we can find slope and y-intercept from these tables. Okay, my y-intercept is when x is 0. So I'm going to go ahead and circle my y-intercept on each of these. So 45 is my y-intercept on this first one. My slope is my change in the y value over the change in the x value. So my change in the y value here, I would do 72 minus 45, and I get 27, okay, over 1, because this increases by 1 each time. And then I'm going to double check and make sure it stays the same here, and it is also 27. So it's going to be, my slope is going to be 27 over 1 or 27. And this increases, which makes my slope positive 27. So now I can write my equation. Y equals 27x, because slope is my coefficient, plus 45 because my y-intercept is positive 45. We'll do one more together. This here, so if we take a look, 18 to 10, this is going down 8. 10 to 2, down 8. Okay? And notice negative 2 to negative 1 is plus 1. Okay? Negative 1 to 0 is plus 1. 0 to 1 plus 1. So my slope here is going to be the change in y over the change in x, which is negative 8 over 1, or just negative 8. And my y-intercept we circled is positive 2, because that is where x is 0, is my y-axis. Okay, and that is 2. And now I can write the equation. Y equals negative 8x plus 2. Okay, and I'll let you try that last one on your own.